Hey everybody, this is Allison from Allykatkreations. How are you? Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And if you get anything from my work or you would like a reading, please see the links below. That would help out greatly. So today I'm going to do a reading for the super blue moon that is happening tomorrow. And this is occurring in Pisces, making it a time of heightened emotion, intuition, incentiveness, desires, imagination. For us, it's a moment to learn and commit to those dreams, our innermost desires, our visions. It's also linked to relationships, and not necessarily romantic ones, just relationships in general. So this is a very interesting dynamic that we're playing with. So we're going to ask Spirit and my angel guides to come through to give us some insight on what do we need for this time of the super blue moon. What do we need to work on? What do we need to know? It's very important that we figure this out. So this is a general reading. This is for the collective. So please take what resonates, and those things that don't resonate, remember it's for everybody, and it might not always fit your situation. But there's always something for somebody in these readings. So Spirit, what does the collective need to know? Okay, that one was vibrating. And we have soul journey. I'm still working on the lighting in here, guys. Soul journey. You are ready to start. A new chapter is beginning for you right now. This time, go easy on yourself. Be the courageous, loving being you are. Breathe into the present moment and allow any anxieties to drop away. Enjoy the journey and stop thinking the future will bring something better. When the future arrives, it will be now. Stop and step out of the shadow of your past. All that matters is what you decide to do from this moment. Your life is yours to live in whatever way is meaningful to you. You brought yourself to this life and you are responsible for the quality of it. Trying to understand your reason for coming here will just hold you back. Just remember, everything you have done was to the best of your ability. As you move forward, you will understand your motives. Experience allows you to better handle crisis. You will now deliberately create a new chapter in your life. You are an amazing pioneer. And that really, really, really fits with the times and the past readings that I've been doing for you guys. This completely fits the bill. It fits. There's no bones about it. We're taking a journey. Our new beginning is starting. But that starts with you putting action into motion to make it happen. You might not know, I'm in that period right now where I do not know what to do for your job. Everything is, the doors are not opening for me just yet, and I don't know why. But it will eventually come in and reveal to itself to me. But I know I'm creating a new chapter in my life. So think about what new chapter are you starting, and don't hold expectations to what they're going to look like. Live in the present. try to manifest as much as possible by putting action into motion, and that is a stir of change. You have to change what no longer serves you. Spirit, what do we need to know for this super blue moon in Pisces? I have one more. You see, new moon in Taurus, prosperity lies ahead. So regardless of this new beginning that you're not sure, prosperity will lie ahead. And right here, full moon eclipse, conclusions are within reach. So as this new soul journey is unfolding for us, prosperity is incoming. It's just a matter of divine timing. And the things that we are seeking, it's coming into its reach. The conclusion to the answers that we seek are incoming. And again, I have to repeat this to myself constantly. Allison, you need to be patient. You need to be patient. Things do not happen overnight. And you've been waiting your whole life. So what's a little bit longer, right? Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective for this super blue moon? One more, please. We have, I accept and create more flow and pleasure in my life. And I believe this is what we really need right now, is to have this flow and accept it. I choose to take a higher perspective and widen my views. So even if you are awake, aware of the things that are going on into the world today, we still have to leave ourselves open to the possibilities of what is and what will come. Spirit, what messages do you have? You want me to shuffle? And that was like a really bad attempt at doing so. Try that again. So we're all having, at some aspects in our life, a new start, a new beginning, a new chapter unfolding in our book. Whether you want to say it's the Akash, whatever it is, something in your life is changing. And this journey is lifelong. It's so long. Spirit, angels, what messages do you have for the collective, for this super? Yeah, the one underneath. We have what you want wants you. And relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. That's going to be powerful. But let's read what you want wants you. Do you dare to believe that what you want is also wanting you? The genuine desires of your heart are the sacred purpose of the soul, swathed in pleasure. Yet if you have been shamed, judged for, made to feel guilt over, or denied your natural desires or pleasures in any way, you may have developed a very tricky and complicated relationship with the yearnings of your heart. We often learn to distrust our own desires and come to believe that they are something to be overcome or avoided. We may even try to want second best, disbelieving that we are worthy of our first choice of what we really genuinely want and would fulfill us deeply. This oracle comes with a healing message for you. First, trust what you truly want, not the substitutions and make-dos, but what would you truly bring a sense of passionate, playful purpose and fulfillment in your life. You might not know anything more than I want to sing, or I want to write, or I want to help animals, or I want to paint. Start with what you know and hold it in your heart as you do the healing process below. If you generally do not know what your heart wants, you will very much enjoy the process of exploring your desires by making gentle and persistent inquiries of yourself. As you get to know your genuine desires and give yourself permission to feel and receive them, a powerful sequence is set in motion. From the depths of the universe, your desire hurtles its way towards you as the perfect manifestation. Cultivate those feelings. Get to feel what genuine desire and the meaning of that desire that can then generate your new desire is like for you. Give yourself permission to go there right now. This oracle brings you the message that whether you see it coming or not, your desire is already on its way to you. It is closer than you think. And soon you will be able to see it, touch it, feel it, and enjoy it. You will then become inspired for your next manifestation based on the true desires of your heart. And if you need to heal this, because I think this is very important, because we are beginning a new chapter in our lives and prosperity is coming ahead and the conclusions are within reach. Okay, but what is it that you want to start your new chapter with? What are you opening up the book of your life to? What the first page of that chapter, what is it that you really want? What is it that you desire? That's the focus that you really need to have. And that's something that needs to be worked on in order to be manifested. So if this is something that you need to heal because you're not sure, repeat the statement 3 times with feeling. What I want wants me, and I am open, willing, and capable to receive it through unconditional love now. So if you repeat that 3 times and keep that within your consciousness and do some exploring and playing, things will start to come to you. So we have this: relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. Dear sacred rebel, this moment in your life requires great courage. Fortunately, you possess that in bucket loads. You are being asked to allow yourself to be lifted out one level of known reality into the next level of higher voltage reality. Higher voltage reality requires a more absolute trust and a heart that is surrendered into the greater heart of the universe, so that life can happen to us, through us, and with us more quickly, more radically, more beautifully, and more boldly. You are now being invited into this new reality where things happen quickly and according to bold, loving optimism. This is a reality not only of potential, but of manifestation of the great big cosmic yes. To access this reality, you have to leap from known waters, and others may think you are crazy for doing so. You have to leave behind the dark, weighty grip of hesitation, procrastination, second guessing, and the belief you have to do everything on your own. You may fear for your life. How will you be safe in the wild, electric pulse of so much aliveness? You do not need to worry about such things. Life is wild, but it is also wise. It is a force of startling, raw awakening at times, but it is also a natural process of evolution where all things mature according to a seasonal cycle in right timing. You are a part of it, not apart from that process. There's so much to say here. Those without awakened hearts don't yet understand what nature knows. She knows timing. She knows life and death. She knows the creative process. She just knows and can be trusted to support us, her own creations, in becoming all that we can become. Allow it to breathe the fresh air and be held in the gaze of another. Detach from darkness that would say it is not enough or must be the best thing ever, whatever that means, in order to be worthy of a place in the world. Instead, just let it be what it is. It might fly, it might endure, it might not. All of nature, including you and your passions and dreams, will be what is needed, when it is needed, and how it is needed, according to wisdom. We just have to trust in this, within ourselves, within nature herself, through the flow of life, and participate. So this reading is already increasingly ridiculously deep and very complex. We have a journey unfolding in front of us. We have to start our new chapter of our new life without expectations, but asking yourself the deep soul question, what is it that you really want? What is it that you desire? Knowing that it's going to come back to you, knowing prosperity is ahead, going with the flow of life. Be at the cause. Let go of the dark, negative thinking. Put this desire to the test. Manifest it. Walk through that journey. It's a tough one. It's not an easy journey. Can't be in fear either for the unknown. We have to trust in the universe. Spirit. What is a collective need? What is a collective need for this super blue moon in Pisces? Angels and spirits. Okay. Those of you who know what I'm about, this is not even a joke. Perfect storm, the courage to step into life. An invitation to act now, the courage to step into life, sheltering from turbulence. When the perfect storm appears, it cautions you to be ready for an exciting, if turbulent, time. The winds are picking up, and you need to make sure that you are close to the eye of the storm, or you will be buffered by gusts that may take you far from where you need to be. The key is to remain centered and balanced and bear witness as the forces build in intensity. Notice how the loose stuff is starting to fly around and recognize how little of it you truly need. Let go of those thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes that clutter your heart and cloud your mind. Then the storm will be absolutely perfect for you. If you wonder what you might lose during the perfect storm, know that it is those things we are most attached to that are taken first, as if life were trying to unburden us of our righteous self-importance. Let it go with the wind. The less you resist the change brought by the perfect storm, the happier you will be. Ride the winds to your next destination. Embrace the rain or snow. Remember that every time you try to argue with nature, you lose. The perfect storm can be also called for when you seize the moment. There might be a great opportunity that you need to take advantage of right now. Carpe diem. Here, time is of the essence. It may be gone shortly, so do not hesitate. Go ahead, bite off more than you can chew, and take the storm on in all its terrifying greatness. Experiencing the fullness of life, you will succeed. Wow. And this right here is saying a very similar thing, because it's through the darkness. It's through understanding that negative self-chat and the things that you once put yourself down for that you need to overcome. It's getting rid of those thoughts. It's letting it go with the wind. Being at one mint with yourself, going within and understanding what you are on a soul essence. Going for this journey of deeper thinking, higher consciousness. We're collectively working on all of this together. This great book of life, and your chapter is next. What is it going to say? Only you are going to know. Spirit, what do we need to manifest for the collective? Okay, Spirit is reminding us, this is a full moon in Aries. Cool your emotions. Cool your emotions. So I noticed, and I just listened to an amazing podcast on the reality revolution. And I was really curious as if I was the only one going through this. And I know I'm not. But yesterday I had a really hard day, some very hard emotions I thought that I worked on with my shadow kind of snuck in and appeared. But it was other people taunting me and unknowingly making me feel really insignificant and really bad, that I worked really hard and all that hard work wasn't even noticed. And it was really bothering me and getting to me. And I was getting really angry. And I had to remind myself, okay, so these are the things that I need to tackle to feel better about myself. These are the things that I need to let go because they no longer serve me. And I just got to let it go with the wind. And then we have first quarter moon in Gemini. Speak your world into being. See? Spirit is really pushing this topic right here. So guys, as this darkness arises with this storm, as we're turning the corner to the new chapter, we have to level out this energy. Cooling your emotions, remembering that we're starting a new chapter, that the storm is here. And without going within, we got to go within and get rid of these little dark corners out of ourselves so that the storm can take it away. Because prosperity is on the doorstep, and it's the things that we're needing to come to a conclusion so that it can come into an existence, because these are the desires that we're asking for. You need to speak them into the universe. See, this is another insanity that just kind of happens. Too synchronistic. Speak your world into being. Write it down. And tonight is the perfect night to do that. Tonight, tomorrow, the next day. We're in the period right now. The energies are very high. Intuition is very high. We got to go within and speak your world. What do you want for yourself? Journal. Take the time. What is something that you want to do? Even if it's playful and it's not a job or something that you want to be, if you just want a hobby. Explore what is it that's going to make you happy in this world. What is it that your soul is singing and wanting to do, but you haven't yet done in your life yet? Or what is it something that you can do to improve what you already have as a skill? Spirit and angels, what is the collective need? And, I'm going through the same stuff, guys. It's, no one's immune to any of this. I've been in a rebirth for almost 2 years now. And this is not easy work. You are a special person. You do make a difference. So again, this negative chatter, you got to let it go. You are full of love. Now share it with another. So guys, is there a project or something that you could harness, bring somebody in on? Is there something, a desire that you could share with somebody else that might be able to help expand it? An idea, whatever it may be. Is there something that you could do to help bring your new chapter to light? We're also in this new density dimension, this new consciousness. It's unity consciousness. We're all supposed to be helping each other. So when we're thinking about, like, I make artwork, I want to be able to, have someone put my artwork on their wall and it means something for them. I want things to be meaningful. When you're singing a song, how many people can you impact? And this is just being the creative part of my brain saying these things, but it could be at another level too. Whatever it is to you. Spirit and angels. One more, please. Pay yourself first. Make yourself your most important financial obligation by setting aside a portion of your income every time you are paid. This loving form of self-care ensures that you'll have savings to invest in your present and your future. So guys, this is also a part of the balance that a lot of people don't quite get. As much as we want to be abundant and give to others, we have to make sure we are taking care of ourselves first. Because self-care, it's not a service to self in terms of a negative polarity. It is You need to be able to provide for yourself and have that cup full in order to share it with others. And there's nothing selfish about that. Dreams of abundance. As you sleep, God, your angels, and your higher self are giving you divinely guided ideas, answers, and solutions. Be sure to record your dreams in a journal because they contain valuable insights that will help you manifest your desires into reality. And this is something that I even myself have a hard time doing at times, is asking spirit to please allow me to remember my dreams, because I sometimes am not in my body. I project my light body, and at times it is not easy to recall because I'm not meant to. But we got to ask spirit. Just remember at night before you go to sleep, and it's really speaking into your subconscious, that you would like to remember your dreams so that you can have direction, that you can be able to write your new chapter down. That will also align with that. What you wants you. How do you know what wants you? Well, what are you dreaming? Speak it out into the world. Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective during the super blue moon? I have one more, please. Passion on the wild red mother and sacred convergence. Passion of the wild red mother. Don't ask the conscious ones about the wine. Behold the glowing effect of it in the eyes of drunks. You, O blazing angel, are being invited by the wild red mother to participate in a dance of divine passion. You may be an activist, a poet, an advocate for justice, or a writer, content in your own world of dreams. Or perhaps you are a healer devoted to the liberation of the suffering of others and hungry to commune with ancient wisdom. Perhaps you are all of these, or some other exquisite amalgam of holy energy and form. Whatever your nature, there is passion in your heart, a fire for something more powerful than fear that can become the fuel for your life journey. If you accept the invitation of the wild red mother, of course. This is the invitation to lay aside despair, to lay aside doubt in the capacity of the human heart, even your frustration and impatience. It is time to quit whipping yourself and others, no matter how noble the intention being the whip may be, and start dancing instead. It takes a great spirit, one with much practice of studied rebellion, to be ready to cast off the shackles of society from a place of loving defiance rather than fearful anger, and to playfully say to the world, I have tasted your stale bread and underdeveloped wine, and have had quite enough now. I decline your offer to gorge upon such lesser fruits. I prefer to feast upon bread, hot and fresh, wine that is mouth-filling and unconscious. Join me if you like, if it is abundant feast, and there is plenty for all. Even in the spiritually minded, there can be a driving fear, thinly veiled as devotion to most arduous path. Perhaps for a while that serves as a great truth of sorts, but eventually there will come a time when smaller truths must give way to larger ones so the soul can truly be free to grow. This oracle comes to you with a message. It is a big cosmic yes. It is also an invitation to let go of suffering and struggle, not with regret or shame, but with gentle acknowledgement that it has had its purpose. It now has a bigger purpose, that of passion, which calls you to engage in your embrace of life with more abandon than ever before. Now is the time to let go of belief systems and needing to know anything. It is time to trust in the beating of your own heart and in the people, places, and experiences that truly move you, whether it makes sense or appears to be logical or not. That is huge. This oracle also brings you guidance. You have divine permission to do something ridiculous, be it ridiculous in your own mind for your age or career path, or some identity or version of yourself you or another hold. The more ridiculous or inappropriate it seems, the more it moves you from your heart without rhyme or reason, the better. This is not about hurting people or behaving without moral code. It is not about childish indulgence and questionable justification for letting ego misbehave. It is not about the ego at all. The wild red mother eats ego for breakfast. This guidance is about listening to the truth of your heart and allowing your soul to throb with aliveness, making the more important than any restrictions, opinion, judgment, or fear the mind yours or that of others hold. Common could summon. Wow. That's awesome. But it's so true. You got to let it go. All of it. It's, I mean, this flows with everything in this reading so far, and it's huge. And it's the truth. We got, and I say this in many of my other videos that I do, not the oracle ones. You have to stop holding on to stuff and people and other things with concepts that you might already have outgrown but don't know. Sacred convergence. Sacred convergence indicates a coming together of souls in alignment with greater cause. This greater cause is both personal and impersonal. There is an effect of joining together for common purpose, although the purpose may not be immediately obvious at a level of day-to-day consciousness. That common soul purpose may be to lift each other into greater love and self-belief, to shed fear and open the heart, filling each individual soul with more holy fire for its personal, passionate purpose. The trickle-down effect into your personal life will be felt too. You'll have more energy after spending time with these people, even if you don't interact very much on a personal level beyond being in the same space. You'll feel empowered to step forward on your path and love yourself and with less conditions. You'll become freer to shed your fears, to let go of relationships based in fear and judgment, and open up to those more loving, responsive, and inspiring to continue on your personal journey in increasing profound ways. This oracle has come to you because you are a part of a greater sacred convergence happening now. Perhaps you already sensed its progression, or perhaps it will not be obvious to you. But the effect, whether obvious or subtle, will be important to your soul development and divine awakening. You are being asked to drop defenses and barriers towards groups of people that feel good for you. However, those that dampen your spirit or drag you down are to be dispensed with, no matter what games of blame or manipulation they may play to keep you coming back for more. No, that shall not do for your soul growth now. Just step away. This oracle comes with a special message. Perhaps you have been thinking about shedding lower vibrational connections based in the ego world of power, games, sabotage, manipulation, and fear. Perhaps you have already begun this process, or even shed so many you are fearing you might have your own prune to be left with nothing and no one. Do not fear, feisty angel of love. Your truth is prevailing. You cannot stay in a vibration of fear if you want to dwell in the vibration of love. This oracle comes to you with the guidance that the possibility for more joyful relationships and growth of love within is in your power. You could choose each day, each moment. Just make a choice. Trust yourself, your discernment, and your intuition, and choose. You do not owe anyone anything. And that's the truth. And like I was saying before, we're merging with our soul tribes. We're coming together with people. And the harder part of all that is, even those people might not be the best for you. They might be best in the moment. They might be here for soul growth. They might be here for a challenge. But just know that you got to get rid of the things that no longer serve you, that are not making you feel and uplifting you. And sometimes we do feel very alone. Sometimes we feel that there is really nobody that can connect with us. But speak your world out into being. What you want wants you. We have to attract likes. But in order to do that, you need to heal. You need to get rid of the negative soft talk. You need to let that go out with that perfect storm. Hold your neutrality. Cool your emotions. And that could be towards yourself. Because things are coming in the purview. They're coming. When you combine your intellect, your consciousness with other like minds, and even minds that are not like-minded, but can add to your dreams and unfoldment. Those are the things that we need. And those are the things that will converge with us. Spirit. I have one more. We have the angel Azure. Your desired outcome will occur in the very near future. Have patience and faith, and don't try to force it to happen. Yeah, Desiree. No conditions aren't favorable right now. Wait or look into other options and ask the angels to help, guide, and comfort you. So again, we got to understand that if we didn't open up the new chapter yet to this book of our soul journey, whatever we are trying to manifest, really rethink, is this what I really want? Is there anything negative? What are my emotions? Tap into your own self and acknowledge, what are the conditions happening right now? Is it this? it's a Mercury retrograde. So am I signing a new contract? Am I doing something that I didn't read in between the lines? I'm not saying I'm not a believer in holding up your life because there's a retrograde. Right? There's always some kind of retrograde going on that affects us. But the smarter idea is to really think and weigh things out, because the conditions might not be the best for certain aspects of things. So just be aware of what you want, because your desired outcome will occur in very near future. So in the near future, whatever conditions you're trying to manifest now might not occur right now. It might not be the right timing. So just put that in perspective, because those seem very contradictory, but if we're taking it in the context of the reading, it kind of makes sense. You have Eros. I pulled that last time. The Father. The Stone. I'm going to start with the Father. The Great Father, the masculine, the protector. Alongside the mother, the father resides in the central axis of the archetypical family. The father embodies both light and dark aspects of the masculine, thus he is infinitely dynamic and complex. His energy is strong and regal, embodying such virtues as honesty, wisdom, and loyalty. Yet ironically and simultaneously, the father is often absent, literally or emotionally. Through absence or action, the father eventually reveals that he is neither a king nor a god, but a human being with many flaws and wounds. He is both the guardian and one who leaves us to the wolves. Here, yet gone, the champion and the failure, the father can never resolve or escape this duality. It is inherent in the archetype itself. Witnessing the father's limitations also allows the child to grow beyond the family and into the world. So if we take this aspect of duality, of the role of the hierarchy in our lives, there could be some father issues. I know I have them. That are coming up that need to be tackled and healed. So look out for that if that applies to you. Again, it's not everything's going to apply to you, but as a mass whole, we have to look at the father, and you can take that. Is this the convergence that we need to heal? Is the masculine side of you, it doesn't necessarily need to be the father, is the masculine archetype of yourself needing to be healed? Are you needing to bring in more of your feminine aspects? And this goes for male and female, because we both have those sides to us. It's all coming back into balance. We want to start this soul journey. What is that in you that needs to be balanced? Are you more masculine? Are you more feminine? What are the things that you can bring in to balance those energies? We have Eros. Through Eros can be depicted as unbridled sexuality and eroticism. A more contemplative understanding of this archetypal energy leads us to the root of desire itself. What do we long for? Why are we awakened by love? What makes us hesitate in the face of intimacy? Eros reconnects us with the primal longing to merge with another human being. Nature, music, art, plants, food, or anything that we perceive we are separate from. Eros allows to momentarily unite. Our heart embraces otherness, and in doing so, we further understand our own. Our life force awakens. This card reveals an inevitable initiation into love's labyrinth. You may find yourself swirling in a new territory of desire and sensuality. Explore the labyrinth with a curious and honest heart. And remember, though the way is circuitous, I can't project that word, guys. You are always being led toward its center. Yes, I have problems projecting. If you haven't noticed from the videos that I do, certain words, my teeth will fall out. And we have the stone. As an archetypical object, the stone holds psychic and literal weight. Its energy is one of prominence, concertness, and reliability. The stone's ability to transform is nearly imperceptible to us as it changes ever so slowly over countless human lifespans. A single stone may see thousands of generations come and go. Therefore, it contains an ancient and eternal presence. The stone is best used to anchor our wild side, so no matter how far we roam, we can always find our way back. The stone tethers us to earth, helping to ground and connect us to the stillness, quiet, and peace. When this card appears, it is likely the stone is a remedy for what ails us. Humble and easily unnoticed, the power of the stone balances the frenzy of our world, which is incredible. We need that kind of balance. And it's really speaking to the spiritual nature, the things that are happening and the things that we need to explore about ourselves. Do we need to reshape and reform as we begin the new beginning of our new selves, our new consciousness, the way we think, the way we're looking at the world? Do we need to shape and bring into balance our dual selves, our sensuality? What does that look like coming into our new sense of life, our new chapter? What are the things that no longer serve us, or the things that just don't work for us anymore, that are not bringing us joy? How can we revive all of that? Spirit and angels, what messages do you have for the collective? This super blue moon in Pisces. We have Scarab Beetle. Magic works through you. Magic works through you. We had Sandpiper. Spirit, be playful. So working as a light worker or somebody who might be interested in that, the best way to influence the magnetism in your toroidal field and all the energies that are surrounding you is to be playful. And that's really how things really manifest through you into the universe, because you're speaking it into the world, but you're being playful about it. You're dancing, you're enjoying yourself, you're going and doing and exploring. That's allowing you to be a child at heart, but really manifesting that energy out, that pure innocence. You have to be playful. You can't take everything so seriously. We have the otter spirit. You are never alone. And no, you're not, because spirit is always with you. Spirit is always with you. And that's a harder thing for many people to kind of take in, is the aspect of is my cards are all jumbled up. Sorry, guys, fixing that. I'm gonna get 1 and 2 cards from here, and then we're gonna close it out. So guys, there is a storm going on, and it's right before the new book is open to the first chapter. So what is it that you want to bring into this existence? And especially right now, what are the things you need to work on before that book opens? What do you have to put to rest? What are the things that you need to leave behind so the wind can carry it away, that no longer carries weight and brings you down? What are the things that you want? You have to speak it into existence. You have to take care of yourself first. Your tribe, the things that you want are converging within. You need to face both of your dualities as well as a healing tactic, and also dealing with the father figure in your life, if you have one, or the feelings and emotions that are brought up by that. Re-explore what those central moments, those things in your relationships that bring you a spark of joy, what are those things? And are they changing and merging as you change yourself? As you change, things might seem different. The emotional state, the things, the way you think about things change. So you got to kind of revisit what no longer serves you, and not reinvent the wheel, but reinvest in some of these feelings, because things change, especially the dynamics of yourself. Let's see what I pulled. These are lighted gold pathway oracle cards. First time I'm using it. Decide. Over analyzing options steal you away from the present moment. You have the power to decide today, here and now. What will you gain is clarity and new chances. Go with the flow. Unbind the rope which has been tied up. Your will and strength. You put in so much hard work, then no more regrets. Float with the free flow, so it will bring you to the land of peace. And that's absolutely right. You got to go with the flow, right? Life doesn't sometimes likes to have a flow. It sometimes has a dam bursting in front of you. But you got to go with that flow regardless. Sorry, guys. I got cards spilling everywhere. Okay, let's close this out. And then I'll do a pendulum for you guys. Spirit, what is the overall feel for the reading? What is Spirit and the angels doing for everybody during this super blue moon in Pisces? Spirit message. We have A and Soph are this is a beautiful card. I'll show you in a second. Look at what's coming out of her head, folks. A way through the struggle has already been created for you, and you are being led onto the path. Your authentic soul path may include recognition and acclaim, notable success and admiration. Be grateful, but do not be dazzled or distracted by such experiences. Focus on what connects you to your heart and grounds you in the simplicity of spiritual truth, which is the practice of love, kindness, and peace. This will allow for successful progress in the material world without disturbing the sanctity of your soul. Aeon Soph illuminates the ways of sacred soul magic that create healing and deep fulfillment. It recognizes there's a problem, yet does not dwell on it, nor evoke toxic mind games or blame and shame. Genuine spiritual connection helps us outgrow our problems. Ego will tell you a situation is too complicated or someone else is to blame. Or if you could just change this one thing, healing could happen. But when you are in ego, you are not spiritually effective. You will be locked into suffering and confusion. Open your heart to connect with the higher creative and healing intelligence of the light. No matter how much our wounded minds or broken hearts may believe a situation cannot be healed, Aeon Soph is always there. It reminds us that whether we can see it or not, there is a spiritual path through all troubles. That path can be so beautiful. We will become profoundly grateful for the struggle which caused us to grow, even if we never wish to repeat this experience. Acknowledgement is the beginning of healing. If something isn't quite right, be kind and wise enough to admit it. Then seek out the genuine light, which will invoke peace in your heart. Have the courage and trust to let go of approaches that will not lead you anywhere worth going. As you open yourself to what is, even the unexpectedly difficult twists of fate, you will become even closer to radiant grace and a luminous clarity, which is reassuring you, healing, and guiding you and loving you. As a human being, you are able to use free will as you choose. And that really sums a lot up. So guys, I want you to think of a question, a yes or no question. It could be any kind of question. And I'm going to ask Spirit as soon as I balance my body and still. Spirit, angels, and guides. The collective is asking a yes or no question. What is the answer? Whatever the answer is yes. Please go within. See if that makes sense. And again, take it as what your heart sings. So guys, I hope you really enjoyed this. I'm sending each and every one of you love, light, healing, protection, and shielding at this time. Please don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I do a lot of different work on there. Check out my shorts. I do put some oracle reads every couple of days. I'll pick a card and read it for everybody. You never know if it will help you or inspire you. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave in the comments if any of this resonated with you. If you get any other feelings or insights, please write it in the comments. That helps not just me, but everybody. And sending each and every one of you love. Please be safe. And I'm praying for those of you in Florida about to get hit with that hurricane. My blessings and hoping that everybody is safe and sound. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.